Good afternoon. My name is Wesley King, and this is the best we could do in conversation with Common Core. The Best We Can Do tells the story of a Vietnamese family's experience during the Vietnam War and their escape to America. Bui can tell a story from a different perspective and hopes to illuminate the country's colorful history that challenges the Western gaze of the Vietnam War. So Bowie is able to actually meet the audience's preconceived notions, usually taught in an American classroom, and offer her own. To Bowie, this is no longer a war of a failed foreign policy, known as the Age of Containment, which wanted to curb communist threats to America. This becomes a war that results ultimately in abandonment, a loss of country, and with that, a loss of identity, and attempting to redefine that identity in America. So we felt like the book was an appropriate avenue to teach either a senior English or history class about the controversial war and the consequences of war, which ultimately are highlighted as themes in the novel. Way into the novel is how Bowie is able to imitate the famous photography seen throughout the war. This communicates the power of imagery that was essential to the changing attitudes of the Vietnam War. So, for example, the Saigon execution is accredited for turning popular opinion in America. Images such as this makes history come alive in the novel and allows the opportunity for curious minds to research moments like this. I found myself even Googling the tiniest thing because I wanted to know the full story. Some of the themes of the novel ultimately deals with the consequences of war, which can consist of anything such as the unfair policies of immigration, PTSD seen through the father's eyes, loss of identity and a nationality seen through the family's escape and assimilation into American society, anything from racism, decolonization, as well as the political and historical ramifications on the people of Vietnam and war itself. Conversation with the Common Core standards. What we thought the novel did exceptionally well was evaluate the differing points of views on the same historical event or issue by assessing the author's claims, reasoning, and evidence. So this book could serve really well alongside a brief history lesson as a secondary source, which can provide context on the novel itself, as well as opening a window to further exploration into the topic. So this would also highlight the differences between point of view and actually give these students a better understanding of war itself, as well as the Vietnam War, which we feel is merely glossed over in a classroom setting. One of the ways the book actually communicates with the Common Core standards, which can be applied to a lesson or activity in a senior English or history class, is evaluating the author's premise, claims, or evidence by cooperating or challenging them with other information. So what we want to do is, we're taking these many events and we're able to create um, a cohesive and coherent understanding of an idea or event, and able to communicate that to the classroom, which is also the secondary part of the Common Core standards, which helps fulfill some of the historical aspects.